welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my baby wearing journey. I have pretty much been baby wearing my son Ben from birth, or from the age of around 6 weeks, so once he was finally released from neonatal intensive care and once I finally got him back home to Scotland, up until now he's 22 months old and we still baby wear on a regular basis, or toddler wear. Throughout this 2-year period we have been through 4 different carriers, and today I'm going to take you through those carriers and explain what we've really loved about them and the different purposes that they've served. When Ben was a newborn we did use our pram relatively often. He was a preemie baby, he slept a lot, and it was obviously a really comfortable place to lie him down if we were out and about or out for walks. After those first few months, however, we really haven't used our pram or our buggy very much at all, because both me and my husband, we both preferred to baby wear our son. So let's just get started on my baby wearing journey from birth up until the age of 2. So in the early stages, my go-to carrier was a cloth wrap or sling, and I used this religiously up until the age of around 5 or 6 months. We are lucky enough that in Scotland, every pregnant woman receives a baby box around about a month before their due date. That was not early enough for us because Ben was 2 months premature, but it is full of baby essentials. So things like some simple clothes, some toys, a thermometer, and this was definitely the best thing that came out of the box for us. I will admit that at the start it's a little bit daunting when you just think, oh my goodness, how am I going to use that really long strip of cloth to attach a baby to my body? But I actually just watched a few YouTube videos where people did a little bit of a tutorial on how it works, and actually it is really easy and quick to learn. The part that I actually found the most daunting was putting Ben into the sling while trying to support his head and things like that at the same time. I actually found what worked best for me was just to sit down and lean back, so he was already supported by my chest, and then I would actually put him into the sling before I stood up again, and that really worked for me. So in general, Ben was quite a fussy baby, but I found that baby wearing really helped that situation. So if he was crying, I could just put him onto me and I could walk around and do whatever I needed to do. And I had 2 hands free. Obviously I could still keep a really good eye on him. He also slept so well in the sling, so if he really wouldn't settle, I'd just strap him to me and then go for a walk, and that really helped too. I actually run a business with my husband Thomas, and when Ben was around 3 months old we had a little bit of a staffing issue, so even though I was on maternity leave I had to step in and teach some classes for around a week. Now with the sling that was totally possible. I actually just strapped Ben to me. He was pretty content, he was close to me, he could hear my voice, and I could just step out and feed him whenever we had breaks. That was only possible because of a baby carrier. It's great for skin to skin time and really starting to bond with your baby. It is pretty comfortable and actually distributes the weight surprisingly well from your shoulders. It's easily adjustable, so it really grew with Ben, and both my husband and I could both wear it very easily, and it still holds Ben's weight today. And we actually use it now for other activities. It makes a brilliant table hammock.
So cool.
So then we kind of transitioned on to using this baby Björn carrier. Now you can see that this has been really well used and washed a lot. It looks pretty worn now. We really love this one. So the babies can go in it from pretty much from birth. However, we started using it probably about 3-4 months. First of all, babies face in towards your chest, but then once they can confidently hold their head, so around 5-6 months when they're starting to sit up, you can also make them face out the way, which Ben loved because he could see everything that was going on. This carrier kind of quickly became our main carrier, and that's just because it was so much easier to clip on and off. The wrap was really difficult, for example, to put over a jacket when it was cold, and we do live in Scotland, so this one really worked well. My husband also loved this one a lot more. It was much easier for him to get on and off, and it is easily adjustable in the strap so it could fit both of us. I'm going to show you how this one works, but Ben is definitely too big for this carrier now. It only goes up to around the age of 12 months, so I'm going to have to use a stuffed animal instead. It quickly became our main carrier for walks, for days out, and for going on holiday. So around the age of 8 months we took Ben to Greece for a week on holiday, and we took this carrier. We didn't take a buggy. I would absolutely recommend this one as a very simple, cost-effective carrier if you're looking to get one. You can also get them for a really good price. So I know that last year Aldi had them in their special buys section here in the UK for around £40, which I think is a very reasonable price. Around the age though of 12 months, Ben definitely started to outgrow that. He was also just really heavy, so it started to really take its toll on our shoulders, and we were looking for something that distributed his weight a little bit more evenly. We tried and sent back a couple of carriers that we'd ordered on Amazon before settling on this one that we love, and we just found lots of them weren't illogical, they weren't very comfortable, it was really difficult to get the toddler in and out depending on where the straps were, but we do really like this one. So this is, I want to say, TIANCAIYIDING. I will link all of these carriers below in the description in case you want to check any of them out, but this, as you can see, really well used already, and it's got several different ways to use it. So this one has a hip support belt which holds a weight across your shoulders and your hips, and that makes it just so much more comfortable when your baby reaches that 12-month mark and it's definitely a little bit heavier. It can be used as a carrier on your front with the baby facing towards you or away, just like the other carriers can. It's also a backpack carrier, which is what we use it most often as now, and the kind of base of it zips off so it can be used as a hip seat, which is really convenient for short trips or walks. The carrier is very comfortable and Ben is very happy to spend long periods of time in it. I would say the only downside is when Ben was a slightly younger toddler, it was hard to get him onto my back by myself. I would actually sit on the bed and sit him on it so that if he fell back it wasn't a big problem. Now that he's very mobile and is a slightly older toddler, it's very easy for him just to climb up on it when we're out and about. It's also mega cost effective. I think it costs around £20 and we use it on a daily basis, so I would definitely say it's worth it. Also, it goes up to around 20 kilograms I think, so Ben is only 12, so it's really got some life left in it yet. And that brings me on to my final carrier, which is the one that we use for hikes and travelling, and that's the Osprey Poco AG. Now this has made so much possible. We've been able to truly experience the outdoors and bring Ben along with us. This, I guess, is the carrier, which is the reason why my channel is called Björn and a Backpack, and that's just because we've been on so many adventures with Ben on my back in the Poco AG. The information on this carrier says that it goes up to approximately the age of 3.5 years, so we do plan to continue using this carrier for a while. You can adjust the size of the back to fit me or Thomas really easily, which is important, especially when we're carrying a lot of weight on the mountains. It has a waterproof, windproof layer that can be added, which is definitely super necessary here in Scotland. It does also have a sunshade, which you can pop out from the zip at the top, which is great for summer. It's also super comfortable for Ben because it has footrests and he can be clipped in for security as well. It does also have a reasonably large place to store things. There is another version of this backpack from Osprey which does have a bigger backpack attached to it, but this was now the one that I also use for days out if I'm alone, because I don't really want to have to carry Ben in a smaller backpack and then also need a bag, so this is like 2 in 1. The stand on it is also amazing for getting him in and out. Initially, when we were researching what carrier to get, we were swithering between getting this one from Osprey or from Deuter, so they're the kind of 2 big players in the baby toddler hiking backpack world, and we are really pleased with our decision. It has been used a lot. So if you are looking for something that is a little bit more supportive for trails, hiking or travelling, I would absolutely recommend this carrier. Now, if you have been through the baby wearing journey, I would love to know what carriers you have used and loved. And if you do have any questions about any of the carriers that I mentioned today, please just leave me a comment below and I'll happily answer them for you. I am still happy that we do have a pram and buggy, so we actually had one that was convertible, so we had the different pieces and could kind of make it grow with Ben, but I do feel like I use it so seldomly I could actually have done without one. We didn't really know how much we would love baby wearing until we started that journey. I hope today's video has been helpful and I would love it if you join me again in another video. If you aren't already, please have a think about hitting the subscribe button. I do make toddler parenting videos every week and I would love to have you as a subscriber. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye!